Now, how many times do you think you were physically with Dominic Casey?
Oh gosh. Then I'd have to, well, let me think. Physically with him. 20 some odd times, I guess.
Okay.
Again, I'm just figuring, Friday and Saturday for, it's going to be like, 8 or 10 weeks, and then a couple of days at the hotel. And then 2 days in November.
Did he ever ask you to do anything?
Did he ever ask me to do anything? Yeah.
What did he ask you to do?
Asked me to go with him. Asked me to go with him to find Kaylee's body.
Is that the first time he ever asked you to do anything?
Yeah, actually.
Okay.
Well, let me rephrase that. Other than, are you coming down? I'd really like to have you come down this weekend. There's a lot of people here. Things will be like, just the general, like I mentioned earlier. Yeah.
But he never asked you to do any investigation work?
Oh, no, sir.
No?
Yes, sir.
And until you all went to look for the body?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And was it your did he ever tell you I'm being paid for this? I'm being paid for this?
He told me, let me think how to rephrase this. He just told me that he had invested a lot of time and a lot of money into it himself, and he hadn't received any funds during the time I knew him.
To your knowledge, has he ever received any funds?
Not to my knowledge.
I'm going to end here, and then we'll let him change tapes for a minute. You have been, on December 18th of 2008, you were interviewed by Sergeant John Allen. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And you remember that interview?
For the most part.
Okay. Was he with Orange County Sheriff?
Yes, sir.
And what was the purpose of his interview with you?
To get information why we were in that area on on November the 15th and 16th.
Okay. We'll switch tapes.
Sure. This is a break.
Time is.
You got to use the restroom?
No, I'm fine.
Off record.
Laura, you're supposed to be catheterized for these things. What are you doing over there?
Writing notes.
On Facebook.
Yeah, you just read the interviews and get more information than I'm giving you now. But there's not. I mean, I wish you luck. I'm really do. I'm not a hostile witness here.
Oh, no. You've been fantastic. And I hate to pry into...
Yeah, well, there's just some things that, I'm, like I say, I'm just a private person. It's just a group that just went down there and try to help some people get picked on that didn't think deserved it. And my little boy this year, go down and watch my kid.
How old is your little boy?
When he asked me, he had just turned 6.
Where does he live?
He's with his mother.
Yeah.
And he had slept with him one night. He woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And,
Time is 11:16. We were back.
That's coming later. I want to kind of jump around a little bit in interest of time to get you out of here.
Thank you.
There came a time where the whole crew, you, and I use the word crew loosely, you, Dominic Casey, some people from ABC News, the Anthonys, Jose Baez, all ended up at the Ritz-Carlton here in Orlando.
Yes, sir.
How did it come that you all ended up at the Ritz-Carlton?
Well, as I said earlier, Dominic and I had a conversation. He asked me to meet him at behind Bennigan's in Orlando near the airport. And so after I met him, I said, "What's going on?" There were a couple of police. There were a couple of, I think it's Orange County police. There were several people there, and a limousine sitting there. And Dominic told me that George and Cindy were on the way, and for me to follow the limousine. He asked me to help, crowd control and just things I do. And I said, that's fine. So after probably I was there 15, 20 minutes maybe, and a police van pulled up, and they got out. George got out, put some luggage in the back of the. Anyway, that's not important. But anyway, they ended up getting in the limousine and driving out to the Ritz-Carlton. And I followed them out there.
Is this when they come back after the body has been found?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So they had been in California.
Yes, sir.
They were on the Larry King Live. Larry King?
I didn't know where they were.
But then they got the news that their granddaughter body had been found, so they flew back.
Oh, they got news that body had been found, yeah.
And then when they flew back, Dominic asked you to be there to meet them at the Bennigans.
Yes, sir.
And then you all went from the Bennigans to where?
To the Ritz-Carlton Hotel.
Who all was there behind the Bennigans when you got there?
Dominic was there. There were two police officers in two different vehicles, unmarked vehicles, and there was another young fellow I've been introduced to that I don't remember his name. That was supposed to be a private investigator also.
Okay. Now, what was the scene like that night? That you saw George and Cindy that night?
Yes, sir.
And they were in the limousine when you got there?
No, I was there before the limo. I mean, the limo was there when I got there. George and Cindy arrived, with the police, and they got out of the police van and got into the limo.
So the police escorted them from the airport to
They were actually in the police van.
Okay. And then you all decided to kind of caravan out to the...
Yeah, I was to follow the limo out there.
Okay. And you all went to the Ritz.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice.
It's a hotel.
Yeah. When did you first find out you're going to the Ritz?
When we got there.
Pleasant surprise.
I've been in hotels before.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a nice place.
What day was this? What day of the week was
I
this?
believe it was December 11th. I think it was a Thursday.
Okay. And you all then went on out to the Ritz-Carlton.
Yes, sir.
When you got to the Ritz, who all was there with your group?
Well, George, Cindy, and Dominic were in the limo. I was in my vehicle following them, and we arrived out there. Actually, they had got there before I did because I got caught up in some traffic. And time they got there, George and Cindy and Dominic had gone upstairs to the rooms. And then I arrived, talked to Dominic, and he met me in the lobby a little bit later.
Okay. And your role, what did you understand your role to be at the Ritz?
Basically, just the same thing. Just keep the Anthony's basically safe and media away.
Did you carry a gun out there at the Ritz?
Didn't need it.
Do you ever carry a gun?
Don't need it.
What, are you like a black belt or so? You got some kind of?
I'm handy.
Do you have some kind of
I've been
martial
involved.
arts or?
I've been involved in that. Yeah.
You have a degree in black belt or something?
Long time ago.
What was your
when
degree?
you're my age, you're lucky to be able to have a belt that fits.
Well, what was your?
That's something that you have to keep up with.
So you're a physical guy. I mean, you were
Pretty much.
a brawler.
Oh, young and dumb. Yeah.
What what degree black belt were you?
Back in the 70s, early 80s, black belt.
Is that why you say you don't need a gun?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Have you ever had to? Did you ever have the whole time you're here with this Anthony case? Did you ever have to use your black belt?
No.
How would people know that? I mean, with all due respect, you're not an imposing person.
I'm just a nice guy.
Okay.
But at the house, people, you don't respond to insults. You don't respond to threats. Somebody tries to go up to the house, say, look, please back off. You don't get yourself in trouble. Just talk. If you talk to people nice, they're going to be nice.
Right.
For the most part.
And now that first night at the Ritz on Thursday, what did y'all do there that Thursday?
I'm not sure what time we got there. We didn't get there till, I'm not sure, 5:30, something like that maybe. Let's see, George and Cindy went to the room. Dominic came and got me. We went up to in the adjoining room. And then you want to...
Well, there was an adjoining room. There was 3 rooms you all had. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. 3 that I know of.
Cindy and George had a room.
Mm-hmm.
Dominic had an adjoining room.
Mm-hmm.
That's a yes.
Yes, sir.
And where was the 3rd room? Was that yours?
No. Dominic and I shared a room next door to the George and Cindy.
Okay.
And then there was a 3rd one on the 5th floor.
Who was in that room?
When we got there, nobody.
Who was that room for?
Michelle Barth.
Who's Michelle Barth?
She was I believe, a public relations person.
For?
I think initially for the Kids Find Network.